Previously, August and Nova went off on their own. August explained to Nova that he was going to slip into the rich part of the city and would be making himself look different than usual, and he needed Nova to pretend to be his bodyguard. He used minor illusion to give the impression of him using it to change his appearance to that of Sarah Brew, but Nova could tell that there was more to it, even though he didn't ask any questions. Adria headed off to the sheep farm to help train Cody some more. Isaac and Zarakir went to get information about the rat job. The owner of a shop that sold fruit wines, a satyr named Freya, had essentially been chased out of her home due to rats and had been living at her shop. She'd been having trouble with a neighbor who was a magic user, and then suddenly rats ranging from the normal size to a size of small ponies started appearing in her apartment. She wasn't certain if the two were related. Cass left to head to the healing clinic to volunteer for a while, but then got distracted by the idea of stopping at the brothel. That then reminded them of the fact that Madame Waterfall had suggested they look for someone named Dominic Brown when they arrived in the city. They asked around and found out that Dominic Brown was a performer at one of the brothels in Port Arstone, and they decided to head there. They made a very expensive appointment with Dominic Brown for the next day before spending some time with a pair of Tabaxi twins, since they were already there. In the rich part of the city, Nova played the role of Sarah Brew's bodyguard. Sarah easily convinced the guards that everything was legit, and once inside, they headed towards the tavern where she had previously gotten information about the Kink Club. She was able to convince the man she'd spoken with before to give her the name of a florist shop and a password. Meanwhile, Isaac and Zarakir, once finished getting information about the rats, headed off to get information about the job related to the mimics. They found themselves in a magic shop with several stories, where they found that there are at least 8 mimics spread throughout the building, one of which had already eaten a customer. Isaac used detect magic to confirm that there were 2 mimics just on the ground floor. They suggested that the owner, Roderick, leave for the time being, but when they refused, Isaac told them that they'd be back with the group later that day. And that is where we left off.